So I'm Padma. I am the head of HR for Takeda, based out of Tokyo. But now I'm in New Jersey, at our home in New Jersey, and something that others don't know. Okay, this picture at the back is Polar Sun. It's our first dog, Polo, our son.
Very
so I
cool.
keep it very close to my desk.
Polo, nice. Well, welcome you and Polo. And let's go to Emily.
Thanks, Mark. So I'm Emily Sidney Smith, the CEO of ExoWorks. So we're working with large companies around the world to help them innovate. And the thing about me is last year I was taking on average a long haul flight a week, which was pretty full on. And actually the silver lining of this year has been that I've moved from New York back to Sydney and actually in the same apartment building as my parents, and just having dinner with them every night is such a blessing. So that's my thing.
Super cool. And you talked about you regaining, what is it, you're regaining your accent, or people are having a trouble time understanding you, you were saying?
G'day, mate. Yeah, it's coming back.
What do you mean, eh? So speaking of what do you mean, I'll leave you for last, Audie, but new friend, David, introduce yourself.
Hi, Mark. So if you want to talk about an accent, please be welcome. Yeah. So my name is David Benatar. I'm Chief Sustainability Officer for the Warehouse Group, which is New Zealand's largest retail group. We own more than 12% of retail in the country. We are the equivalent of Walmart, to make it short. And okay, a bit of myself. Before moving to New Zealand, I spent 20 years in the US, in New York. And yeah, I did a bunch of work on sustainability, digital innovation, and I was in the luxury industry, the arts, and I'm originally from France, no kidding, from the southwest of France, a really lovely little town by the Pyrenees Mountains. My family lives in Israel and France, and is from North Africa, so we are a very rich mix of different cultures, all combined into one big mesh, so that's for me.
I love it. So, vous parlez le bon français ou le français québécois? Comme
le français québécois. Non, Chris.
Okay.
Oh mon Dieu. Oh mon Dieu.
Is it admittability Brit?
You know, I'll tell you a very quick story before we go. The first time I came to New Zealand to speak about culture and diversity right there, I was speaking with the flight attendant, and she says during the flight, she goes, you're going to have to be careful about the exit. And I look at the door behind me and I see the sign exit, and we are 12,000 feet high. And I say, why is she talking about the exit right here? And in fact, she was talking about the accents. So now we can quickly realize how this misunderstanding can open up to some very different consequences.
Well, I do remember, I hate to get on stories because we'll never get to the subject, but I remember in Quebec, there were some Americans, they saw the sign en solde, and they kept thinking everything was sold out, but it was actually just for sale, basically, a clearance type of thing. So maintenant, bienvenue, mon ami Henri. What's your story?
Oh, I speak a proper French because my father's from France, and I never got understood in Montreal, so they always thought I was a tourist, which is a bit of an issue. And I always told them I always made up things I was from Belgium or Switzerland to stir the pot a little bit. So what's my story? I married a Kiwi in Toronto, and she exported me to New Zealand 16 and a half years ago. Didn't know any better. There were just two rocks at the bottom of the world. Only thing I knew about this region was Sydney from the Olympics. So a bit of a culture shock. My friends used to ring me up and make sheep sounds on the phone and hang up. I thought that wasn't very nice. But I got the last laugh. We have the best lifestyle. We're reasonably COVID-free for now. And I got to meet David when he actually arrived 3 years ago now, David? Is that right? 4 years ago. God, time flies. And it's his birthday in a couple of weeks, by the way. I only know that because we're celebrating, right? But on a serious note, I established a company called Board Dynamics 11 years ago plus, and we're well known in New Zealand as trusted advisors to all types of boards, from listed companies to crown entities to private companies. And we have fun. I know I have a lot of fun. I travel quite a bit, similar to you. Emily, I was on a plane often. I was probably in Europe 3 times a year, in North America 4, and so on and so forth. in Australia a lot, especially Sydney and Melbourne. And we have fun. And I've known Mark for a while. He reached out to me because we both went to McGill University a number of years apart, but I won't say how many because Mark's still younger than me, right, Mark?
No, of course, whatever you say. No one's bored around Henri.
I knew you were going to say that. And one piece of trivia most people don't know is I wrote a TV pilot with a friend, and we thought we were going to get signed, but there was a bit of a GFC by Sony Pictures, and that never happened. So in the Library of Congress, there's a TV pilot sitting there hoping it'll get picked up one day.